who knows, once it gets to the court, it's not a guaranteed bank shot that they will keep him on. They have lifelong tenure, and so they aren't obligated to help him out anymore.
And let's go to America now, where the Supreme Court of Colorado has declared that Donald Trump is ineligible from running for president in Colorado specifically next year, having ruled that he engaged in an insurrection by stoking the riot at the US Capitol in January 2021. Daniel Lippman is a reporter for Politco, covering the White House, and joins us live from Washington now. Good morning, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's good to have you back with us. So explain what this, because lots of people, let's start at the very beginning of this. Although there is the US Supreme Court, each state has its own Supreme Court to rule on its own constitutions.
It does, and so there have been an effort by some Democrats to take Trump off the ballot because there is a clause in the Constitution where if you engage in insurrection, you can't hold federal office, be an officer of the United States, as the phrase goes. And so some states have said they've thrown it out and they've kept Trump on the ballot. And so Colorado is the first state to say he is ineligible. But now this is probably going to go to the Supreme Court, which will likely keep him on the ballot.
And is that because he appointed some of the people on it, so that it's tipped more towards the right?
That is indeed the case, but the Supreme Court, who knows, once it gets to the court, it's not a guaranteed bank shot that they will keep him on. They have lifelong tenure, and so they aren't obligated to help him out anymore. And so it is theoretically possible that they could say, hey, he did engage in insurrection, and if states want to take him off the ballot, then they are free to do so. And so that would cause tremendous chaos in American politics, of course.
So if Donald Trump isn't on the ballot in Colorado for voters in Colorado, what does that mean for, and assuming that no other states follow suit, what does that mean for Donald Trump's ability to become president?
Very little, because Colorado is a blue state, and they were going to elect Biden anyway. And so if he's not on the ballot in the general election, then that is no small, it's not going to hurt him. This is actually what the court did was take him off the ballot for the primary election, where he's facing Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, all the others. They did not address the general election yet, and so that is something we have to. You assume that they would do the same, but of course, Republicans are up in arms today and saying, "Hey, this is very undemocratic. You have to let voters decide."
And I suppose there are a lot of court cases up and running at the moment, but in terms of his role in the Capitol riot, he has not been formally convicted of any of that yet.
No, he hasn't, and so there is not a he's been charged with a lot of stuff around it, around kind of how he tried to manipulate elections, which is of course ironic because he was saying that Biden was doing that, and Democrats, and so that's what Republicans are pointing to, saying, hey, he wasn't charged formally with insurrection, but this is a law that was meant to prevent Confederate officials from holding office after the Civil War in the 1860s. And so this is being dusted off. So we don't really have a full guide. Do you have to be convicted, or can a court just say you engaged in insurrection?
It's really interesting. Well, we'll wait to see what happened. The great Donald Trump soap opera continuing into 2024. Daniel, always good to speak to you. Daniel Lippman, reporter for Politico, covering the White House.